Hi, I'm Brian Noble, CEO of Family Policy Institute of Washington.
And I'm Brad Payne, president of FPIW Action.
Couple disclaimers before we get started today. Nothing in this video is considered an endorsement of the candidate, nor the candidate's endorsement of FPIW or FPIW Action. It's simply a public service to meet and greet the candidate. Brad?
All right. Good morning, Ted. Glad you could join us.
Good morning.
So my first question is kind of a three-parter. If you could tell everybody the position you're running for, then give us a little background about yourself and your family, and then tell us about your experience for this position.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Ted Cooke. I live in Covington, Washington. I'm running for the Washington State House of Representatives, 47th District, Position 2. There are 49 districts in the state of Washington. Think of the stars on a flag. Each one sends one senator and two representatives. So we've got 49 state senators and 98 House members, and 147 is all the number of people who make law for the state of Washington, which is a pretty small number. So it's pretty important and influential who you elect. I am a software tester at Microsoft and a team lead. I manage people. I am very quick at assessing systems and finding out what the problems are and trying to fix them and make them as efficient and work as well as possible.
Excellent. What is your primary promise to the public if you're elected?
If I am elected, I will reduce the size and scope of government in the state of Washington. And this is critical because if you look at the national constitution, it's 14 pages long. If you look at the state constitution, it's like 325 and growing. And every year the legislators can make the constitution larger, and they almost do all the time. And the problem is the federal constitution has a section called Article 1, Section 8, which says Congress shall have power to. And it lists out 18 specific enumerated powers. And there's 5 or 6 more powers which have been added by the amendments. But in general, the federal government is limited, and the courts recognize this. The 10th Amendment says the powers not belonging to the federal government belong to the states or to the people. Well, the problem with the Washington State Constitution is there is no place in our state constitution where you will find the words Congress shall have power to. So the federal constitution has delegated powers where we, the people, delegate powers. But the Washington State Constitution is an assumed powers document where it's assumed government has all powers and they dictate to the people limited enumerated rights. I want to change this. I wish I could get a majority of representatives and senators to agree to add a section, the state legislature shall have power to, because we need to limit government. It's running rampant. It's going crazy.
All right. So what do you think differentiates you from your opponent?
Chris is a well-meaning fellow. I think he's sincere, but he has voted to increase government at every turn. He voted for the natural gas ban. He's voted to essentially take away rights from parents. He's voted for the Green New Deal and then exempted the tribes from the Green New Deal at the same time. He's voted pretty much in lockstep with the Democrat majority who's in there, who is passing piecemeal, systematically the last couple of decades, every UN resolution there is, 30 for 30, 50 for 50, a treaty for the rights of the child. That is what drives Democrats in our state legislature. They're passing all of these crazy UN resolutions, which our own Senate, as crazy as our federal Senate is, rejects. And they're passing it. And he just goes right along with it. And then finally, one of the first bills he passed was to tax all aspects of raising horses in the state of Washington and give the money to racetracks, horse racing tracks. That's crazy. That's a giveaway. And he's a former lead of the Gambling Commission of the state of Washington. And I like Chris personally. I think he's a great guy, but I think he's out of touch. I think he doesn't fit the needs of the people in Kent, Covington, and Auburn, the 47th district.
Our fourth and final question is, what did you learn during the primary that you can positively impact during this general election?
So what I learned during the primary is to trust the system in terms of the way the party works. Look, there was a war within the Republican Party in between establishment and conservatives, and it kind of blew up at the state convention. And I have been primaried. This is my This is my fourth time running. I've been primaried every time by the state Republican House caucus in the state of Washington, and they have raised candidates who've raised $250,000 to try and primary me. They've never beat me. It's very disheartening, but the people, I think, get it, and I think the people are primed right now for change, and I think they want to see limits to government. I think they want to see government stand alongside us instead of stand up on our backs. The reason I ran for the first time in 2018 was because two state senators, Patty Kruger and Joe Fain, who was a Republican at the time, passed a bill in 2018 which says everyone in the state of Washington, every employer, including Catholic churches, including the Nuns of Charity, has to pay for abortion in their health care. And that was when I said government has gone too far, right? When government forces people to go against their religious beliefs and their conscience, government has gone too far. I sincerely believe that. And the one issue that I'm going to push is every day I'm going to stand up in the chamber and I'm going to say the entire state of Washington, the entire population could live in the state at the population density of the city of Seattle on 1.7% of the land area. We are not using 98% of our land. We must do away with the Growth Management Act. And I want to say that every day in front of the chamber because we need to. There's no housing. We're 1/3 housing unit shorts. It's because of the Growth Management Act. People think we're running out of land. There's too many people. There's not. We are barely inhabiting this state. And we need to go back to building single-family residences with attached property.
All right. Well, Ted, thank you so much. I know that seems short and sweet and to the point, but we appreciate your time today. And thank you for sharing with our audience.
All right, thank you, guys. Have a great day.
All right. Well, I'm Brad Payne with FPIW Action.
And I'm Brian Noble with FPIW. Friendly reminder, nothing in this video is considered an endorsement of the candidate, nor the candidate's endorsement of FPIW or FPIW Action. Like we like to say around here, go out there and defend and advance biblical values in the public square. God bless.